Nammalwar, the mystical saint. A pious couple named Kari and Udayanangai were living in a town called Tirunarayanan in southern India. They were devoted to Lord Sri Adinatha Perumal at Tirunarayanan temple and offering their service. Their sincere devotion and love to the Lord was received graciously by him, and divine blessings were showered on the young couple. As they had no children, they continued to perform puja and offering prayers to Lord Sri Adinatha Perumal at Tirunarayanan temple. Soon they were blessed with a divine child. The baby was graced by the Supreme Being to be the incarnation or amsha of a significant Nityasuri, that is, ever-liberated soul called Vishwaksena, the Commander-in-Chief of the universe, and also known as Senai Mudaliyar in Tamil. From the visual, you can see the time periods of each of the yugas: Krita Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. The baby was born at the beginning of Kali Yuga, just after the end of Dwapara Yuga, that is 42 days after Lord Sri Krishna left the earthly physical realm. Our current time period is 5,123 years since the start of Kali Yuga. The place of his birth or incarnation is Tirunarayanan, also known as Alwar Tirunagari, in the district of Thoothukudi or Tuticorin in the state of Tamil Nadu in southern India. The birthplace Tirunarayanan was named Alwar Tirunagari in honor of the divine works of this pious saint Nammalwar. This sacred place is located on the banks of the Tamiraparani river and is close to other sacred temple towns. This can be seen from the visual here. When the parents Kari and Udayanangai were blessed with a baby boy, they were overjoyed and grateful to the Lord. Their joy was transitory, as the baby did not even cry, move, or open his eyes or mouth. He was named Maran in Tamil, meaning that he was different from others. He was also named as Karimaran, carrying the name of his father. It was a mystical wonder that at birth itself the baby was graced with the spiritual power to vanquish the Vayu or subtle air called Shata, which usually covers the newly born with a veil of Ajnana or ignorance. It masks knowledge and wisdom. He was thus full of Jnana, mature wisdom, and enlightened at birth. He was thus called Shatakopa and Shatajit because of this. It was an incredible marvel that although the baby boy did not eat or move, he started growing normally. He was in meditative silence at all times. As the parents became very worried and anxious, they carried their little baby boy Karimaran to the temple of Lord Sri Adinatha. There they ardently prayed to the Lord, seeking blessings for the baby. After their prayers, the parents Kari and Udayanangai were asked to leave their baby boy Karimaran or Shatakopa in the hollow of a tamarind tree near the temple. This tree is known as Alwar in Tamil, and it is said to be an avatara or incarnation of the divine serpent Adishesha. Little boy Shatagopa or Karimaran grew up there, not eating or talking or moving, but in deep dhyana. This extraordinary boy was in deep meditation and silent contemplation of the Supreme Creator Sriman Narayana and his divine attributes and avataras. This is comprehended from his pashurams or hymns that flowed from him later. The boy Shatagopa, meditating under the tamarind tree, spoke for the first time in 16 years. A divine poet, Alwar, during his spiritual journey in the north, was guided towards the south by a divine light to where Shatagopa was. Delighted by seeing his divine form, Madurakavi asked a spiritual question in Tamil. செத்ததென் வயிற்றில் சிறியது பிறந்தால் எத்தை தின்று எங்கே கிடக்கும்? Meaning, if in the womb of an insentient entity, a sentient entity is born, what would it eat and where would it stay? On hearing this question, Shatagopa replied instantly in Tamil, Attai tindru ange kidakkum, meaning, it would eat that and stay there. At this, Madurakavi Alwar became his disciple and composed Pashurams Kanninum Chiruthambu in praise of Nammalwar. The deeper meaning of the answer from two perspectives. In the first one, the soul experiences pleasure and pain through the body and senses. It reaps only what it has sown, quite unaware and unconscious of its true nature. So it will continue to go through the birth and death cycle of the material world or samsara. In the second one, the soul becomes aware of its true nature, seeking jnana, higher knowledge, through dhyana with devotion to the Supreme Creator, forever enjoy or ananda. The soul gets liberated from the birth-death cycle of the material world and attains mukti or moksha. Thereafter, for the next 16 years, divine pashurams or hymns in Tamil flowed spontaneously with pure love and devotion from the heart of the young boy, Shatagopa, sitting under the tamarind tree. The Pashurams are in praise of the Supreme Creator, Sriman Narayana, and his avatars, especially Lord Shri Krishna, his divine attributes or Kalyana Gunas, his divine incarnations or avataras, and deity forms at temples called Divya Deshams. In appreciation of his works, he was called Nammalwar by Lord Sri Ranganatha of Sri Rangam. Nammalwar in Tamil meaning our devoted saint. The four major works of Nammalwar: Thiruvadigale, which has 100 pashurams; Thiruvashriyam, which contains 7 pashurams; Periya Tirubandhadi, which has 87 pashurams; Thiruvaimozhi, which has 1102 pashurams. Thiruvadigale, the essence of the Rig Veda. In this, he prays to the Lord to rid him of this world or samsara and grant him liberation. Thiruvashriyam, the essence of Yajurveda. Here he experiences with joy the Lord's innumerable qualities, Swarupa, Rupa, Guna, Vibhava and Archay. Periya Tirubandhadi, the essence of Atharvana Veda. Realizing that he was still in this world, he sang pasharams filled with thirst for experiencing the Supreme Creator. Thiruvaimozhi, the essence of Samaveda and Chandogya Upanishad. In this, he ardently longs to attain the Supreme Creator and finally attains mukti. Nammalwar's works are called the Dravida Veda. Nammalwar's Thiruvaimozhi is structured into centums, dashakas, and pasharams or verses. It has 10 centums. Within each centum, there are 10 dashakas. Within each dashaka, there are 11 pasharams or verses, except in the second centum where the 7th dashaka has 13 pasharams or verses. Therefore, in total, Thiruvaimozhi has 1102 pasharams or verses. Nammalwar experiencing divine qualities of the Supreme Creator. Here, Nammalwar experiences the divine qualities in each of the centums of his Thiruvaimozhi. Centum 1, Paratvam, greatness. Centum 2, Karanatvam, cause. Centum 3, Vyapakatvam, inherence. Centum 4, Niyantritvam, supervising. Centum 5, Karunikatvam, compassion. Centum 6, Sharanyatvam, refuge. Centum 7, Shaktatvam, powerful. Centum 8, Satyakamatvam, trustworthy. Centum 9, Apatsahatvam, protective. Centum 10, Artiharatvam, fulfilling. Nammalwar experiencing progressive transformational states within him. Here, Nammalwar experiences transformational states within himself in each of the centums of his Thiruvaimozhi. Centum 1, Jnapti, knowledge and wisdom. Centum 2, Mukti, liberation from material world. Centum 3, Vritti, offering divine service. Centum 4, Virakti, having no worldly desires. Centum 5, Bhakti, divine love and devotion. Centum 6, Prapatti, in total surrender to the divine. Centum 7, Shakti, offering the self to the divine with gratitude and without expectations. Centum 8, Prapti, realization of inner self. Centum 9, Purti, fulfillment. Centum 10, Artiharatvam, attainment of moksha, liberation from samsara. By 32 years of age, Nammalwar had composed all his divine works. Singing his Thiruvaimozhi pasharams or verses, Nammalwar experienced Parabhakti, divine love, Parajnana, divine wisdom, and Paramabhakti, divine love and wisdom. He pleaded to the Supreme Creator for mukti, and even as he was chanting the final verses of Thiruvaimozhi, he attained moksha in Sri Vaikuntha, the eternal abode of the Supreme Creator, Sriman Narayana. Born in 823 CE, Sri Nathamuni was a scholar and teacher or Acharya from Kattumannar Koil in South India long after Nammalwar's time. By divine grace in his spiritual journey, Nathamuni heard one of the Pashurams, Aravamude, from the Thiruvaimozhi of Nammalwar and was enchanted listening to it. In his divine quest to find out about these Pashurams, he came across some disciples who were reciting Madhurakavi Alwar's Pashurams of Kanninun Chiruttambu. They advised Nathamuni to recite these Pashurams. When he recited it 12,000 times, Nammalwar appeared before him and handed all his divine works as well as those of other Alwars. Thus, Acharya Nathamuni was graced by Nammalwar with all the 4,000 Pashurams collectively known as Divya Prabandham. We are fortunate to have these Pashurams of Divya Prabandham which are being chanted and sung even today. Hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you.